welcome to the Everyday Millionaire Show with Ryan Greenberg and Nick Kalfas. All right, guys, welcome back to another episode of the Everyday Millionaire Show. We're here, hopefully the last episode in the basement.
We heard that before.
Our office is officially closing on Thursday of this week, so hopefully the next episode will be in our new space. So a couple things that I wanted to cover today. One, the viral video and all the comments of people completely roasting me.
Definitely need to talk about that.
We're going to talk about that. We're going to update and talk about our training and how that has been going. We have this Ironman race is officially coming down to like 4 weeks. I'm talking about it for like a year now, for God's sakes.
Right.
So it's coming.
You don't sound too excited about it, Chase.
4 or 5 years, 4 or 5 weeks away.
I'm excited. We'll talk. We'll let him get through his little spiel.
And that's it. I don't know. What else? There was something else, but I just forgot.
The plane.
Oh. I don't know if we even want to talk about that.
Yeah, maybe not. I don't want another.
No. Buying a private jet and renting it out as a business plan and a write-off expense. Dude, you could write off the entire purchase of a jet on your taxes. Just saying. There's
food for thought.
All right, so first, a stupid video that had me talking about my broken boat. And
trailer,
how
your broken trailer.
Yeah.
Well, it started with a broken boat. So I called this company to fix it, Poseidon Marine in Tampa.
Oh, you named it.
Oh,
name dropped it.
I name dropped it now. Yeah.
I was gonna put it in the comments, but I didn't even know what the name was.
I put it in the comments too. Yeah, they ended up screwing me over. I said on the video the whole trailer was $1,100. I was obviously being facetious. I actually don't know how much the trailer's worth because I bought it with the boat as a package.
A new trailer like that's probably right around $6,000 to $7,000.
Okay, so I was off on that, and I got it.
But a used one you can probably get a used one for $2,500, $3,500.
Yeah, but there was a level of sarcasm there. Like,
Yeah, no, for sure. Like, I mean, it's
know.
a cheap trailer. Why am I spending a third of the price to fix
the brakes? Yeah,
brakes that I probably won't even use or need or whatever?
Yeah. So anyway, I don't know how much I paid for the trailer, but some of the freaking comments, man, were
they
funny.
Had me dying.
They were funny
Absolutely
as hell.
dying.
So that video, what was weird too, for anybody that like is a social media guru that can answer this, that video was posted for a few days, didn't really do anything. Then another video that we posted, and when that new video got posted, this one got 1 million views, 1.4 million views in like 24 hours. Mm-hmm. So it was like already marinated. It was already like posted for several days.
Yeah. I think like once the engagement in the comments starts to pick up, and then it just, whether it's negative or positive, it just picks up.
Oh, there was some negative.
Yeah. I don't know if like Facebook was just testing like an algorithm thing or what. Like they were just saying, hey, let's push this out. And then they pushed it out and people started commenting and that's what blew it up or what. But I had texted Ryan that day and he like, I just like saw the video and I was like, dude, we're almost at like 300K on this video. And he texted back. He's like, yeah, I'm getting roasted in the comments. So I go look at the comments, and they were ripping him a new one. Like, people were saying his trailer was from Temu.
That was such a good one. He said, yeah, $1,100 trailer. Where'd you get it from Temu? Like, that's a good one.
They revoked his man card because he couldn't change it. Some guy was like, cry me a river, you rich. Like,
yeah.
I can't say the rest, but.
Yeah, he was saying, somebody said like, oh, if you were a man, you'd fix it yourself. I'm like, I'm 1,000 miles away.
Yeah.
But it was funny because like other people were arguing with other people in the comments. They were like, if you watched the video, like, did you even listen to what he was saying?
I'm trying to get to some of these
1,000 miles away. But it was just, it was interesting. But I texted Ryan back that day because I had on TikTok, like I've been there. I've experienced that before. And I was like, dude, like, welcome to social media and the internet trolls. But also at the rate at which this is going, like we were at 300. I look back and we're at 350. And it only been like 15, 20 minutes. And I texted him. I was like, dude, this is going to hit 1 mil today. And then it did.
Yeah.
But it's just like I was telling him, when the views and the engagement are just that fast, it's just getting pushed out. So
Yeah. So I guess that's the important thing is just getting that engagement, whether like we can start that engagement ourselves, right? Because it's the Everyday Millionaire show. And then we have our individual Facebook pages, and we can comment on there and start like going back and forth and then seeing on future videos
you
to
can,
see if it may pick it up.
Yeah, sometimes, but the other part is like that engagement was all organic from people outside of our following. So like what Facebook does, and like this we're like diving deep into like the algorithm hacks and stuff. Like Facebook knows who's following who and who's friends with who. So like when you start trying to hack the algorithm to get engagement, Facebook kind of penalizes you for that.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Because then they'll just push it out to your friends. They think that your friends like it. So then they'll just start pushing that content out to your friends. But what do you got comments?
Dude, just, oh man, too funny.
Some of it you can't even say, man.
Yeah. Well, rich people's problems are so painful to hear about. How do they manage? Have you any other boring stories? Dude, some of these are really mean. Like, I don't even want to say some of the words, but it's funny. I mean, I could definitely see how like when people get like really famous, how you just like you can't read the comments ever.
Yeah.
Because it's like imagine like people that actually like everybody actually knew you. Like I don't know, you're some celebrity, and you had like you read your comments. You just ultimately have to be depressed.
No, I mean you can. I mean I see it in some form, but like when you get to that point, it's like they're just words that you don't really care about. You don't care who's saying it or whatever. Yeah. And that's what the same way with this. You can look at it like who cares? The people that are talking shit are the people that don't have shit, basically. So
yeah. Well, that's what I told him. I was like, welcome to the internet. And I was like, but at least you're getting made fun of by people on the internet who's never met you or seen you. Like, dude, my dad used to make fun of me for making TikToks, dude. He would like record me doing the videos of me dancing and stuff. And like, so like, it is what it is, but that's the internet for you.
I would have made fun of you too.
Yeah, I mean that's
sure.
it's fair. It's a valid point. Yeah. Good, whatever. But I got sponsorships and stuff, so I wasn't mad about it.
I just want to know where you get $1,100 trailer from, because I need one of them, man.
Team you, I heard.
Oh my god! Now I got to get the trailer appraised. I'm gonna call a trailer appraisal company and get my trailer appraised, and I'll post it on the Facebook so everybody could see.
Put it in the comments.
I'm very transparent exactly how much it is, whether it's $3,000 or $5,000. Like I have no idea. But
you have to get it appraised and tell them that you didn't just get. You got the brakes done, right? Yeah, they did the brakes.
Yeah.
So when you get the appraiser out there, just have him appraise it without having new brakes, because I wanted to know what the value was before they put $1,100 into it.
Okay.
That might not even increase the value at all, actually. So.
I don't even think they replaced the brakes. I think they just like bled them or did something stupid like to get them working. Like I have no idea what they did, honestly, because
they probably didn't even do anything.
I think they just charged me $1,100 and didn't do anything. Yeah. So anyway, the boat is still not. I mean, it works fine. It was just a rod holder that broke off, but like it's just annoying. I went through this whole process and yeah. So, but. Ultimately, we got a viral video out of it, so that $1,100 went to good use. Got a couple, maybe like 1,000 followers on Facebook, and so that's good. Next, what did I say we were going to talk about next?
The Office, I think.
Did I say The Office?
I don't know if you said The Office. Maybe not.
That. Oh, our training.
I'm just excited about The Office.
I know. I'm buying Chase his own little place to raise his chickens.
I get some eggs.
Oh yeah, so the race that we've been talking about on this podcast for like a year is finally 4 weeks away. I think 4 or 5.
Oh,
5
it
weeks
is.
Away.
Yeah, it's already April.
Yeah. It's close. I've been this weekend. I just jumped on YouTube because I hadn't looked at anything Chattanooga wise. Like I'd just been kind of ignoring it, to be honest, like kind of putting it off. And our training's been ramping up, so I'm trying to figure out like the course layout, the elevation gain, like the swim map and everything like that. So like this weekend I looked into it and watched some videos, and it's actually a super cool race. Like there's so many supporters. Like part of the bike's on the highway, and there's like supporters out on the highway with signs.
Nice.
So you said I sounded depressed. I'm depressed because it's a lot of work and time. I'm not depressed, but
yeah, I wouldn't say depressed.
Just
It's work. I mean, so Saturday we did a 2.5 hour bike and then ran 5 miles. Sunday I ran 10 miles. Swam over a mile. Is that yesterday?
mm-hmm.
Biked and ran today.
Mm-hmm.
It's like every day. And lifted weights each day too.
Yeah. That was
So-
the cherry blossom on Sunday, right? That's where you went.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yep. So just a lot of time spent freaking working.
Mm-hmm.
But it'll be worth it. It's going to be fun. We have a good group of people coming. Like there's like 15 people or something. I think 12 people are doing the race. 16 people maybe total are coming. So
Nick, are you gonna come and hold a sign for us?
Where is it?
Chattanooga,
Chattanooga.
Tennessee.
Okay.
paint. Maybe you can paint yourself like a color.
Yeah.
That'd
Red.
be cool.
But yes, we are still we're picking up with our run club on Wednesday morning at 6:30 at LA Fitness in Pasadena. Whoever wants to be there to run. We went to St. Pete and saw this run club. Remember that?
Yeah, it was like 100 deep.
Dude, 100. I think that was
Massive.
generous. It might have been more, like hundreds of people in this run
Mhm.
club. So I'm trying to blow it up here too. I think
Yeah, it would be
we're
cool.
up to like 6 right now. 6 people. So yeah, Wednesdays 6:30 Pasadena.
And it's just a casual run too. It's not like
Yeah.
anything crazy.
We never try to kill anybody. So if you're trying to go, Nicky boy, trying to get back,
Yeah. I mean, with the
Yeah.
warm weather coming, I think it's a good time to get us started.
Did you buy a boat? Speaking of going back to the boat thing,
Yeah. I'm picking it up tomorrow.
What?
I saw that on your stories or something. What'd you get?
I got a Monterey M65,
What? How big?
26 and a half.
26. Nice. That's nice. A boat. And you have a boat lift at your
Mhm.
house?
Yeah, I just got it fixed. Like the controller was burnt out, and I had some guy come over and fixed it for like $100.
Nice.
And he like angled the bunks properly to fit my boat, which was pretty cool.
Nice.
It's your first boat?
I have a pontoon boat that we keep at the ocean during the summer, but it'll
Okay.
be
Yeah.
Where do you keep the pontoon boat in the winter?
at my parents'.
Oh.
Yeah, they have like a woods next to their property and a long driveway, so I just keep it down in the back.
Nice.
Very cool.
Chase.
I'm the only
time to
one
buy a boat.
without
Chase.
a boat. I know Kristen said that we have to buy a house first. She's like, we need a single family before.
You don't need a boat if you have friends with boats, so you're good.
Yeah, I know. That's
True. That is very true. So I know there was another thing that we're supposed to talk about right now after this.
Carl, edit this out.
I don't know. Also, I will say, I'm going to get this out there because I told him I'd record a video. But Eric Campbell, a YouTube consultant, I'll call him, right? Is that what you would call him?
Yeah.
He is handling like cutting up videos, getting shorts posted and videos posted at the right time, and tricking the algorithm or doing whatever those young guys do and figuring it out. So shout out to Eric Campbell. He's been doing a great job. Our views are like through the roof. Tens of thousands of views more than what we were getting before on YouTube specifically. So he's been a great resource for us. And yeah, so shout out to Eric.
Not only that, stand up dude for getting in the comments and fighting for you, man. Like,
It
was great.
Fucking hysterical that he was in there battling with these people
Yeah.
in the comments, and I'm like, hell yeah, that's what I like to see.
Like Eric's not even in Maryland. Like
I know.
he's a virtual guy that we met.
Oh, it's so funny though.
Pretty
The
cool.
comments were there's battles going on, but yeah, no, shout out to Eric. So that's been cool to see that growing, like the YouTube channel. That was the hardest thing to grow. I feel like the YouTube is really, really tough.
I saw a statistic today that said only 33% of podcast listeners watch video.
Yeah,
So
that's a tough cookie to
yeah.
really. I think maybe it's gonna go leaning more towards like the YouTube
the
shorts.
Yeah.
And that's where a lot of people would take in our content and hopefully cross and into listening audio listeners.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that's cool. Nick, have you bought anything, sold anything?
I just sold a flip yesterday, and I was supposed to buy a house today. And here's a quick little story. I was supposed to buy a house today. It was from a wholesaler, so obviously it was a different title company than I typically use. And I got to HUD. We didn't have a time scheduled yet, but I got it yesterday. I'm reviewing it, and there was a $4,000 water bill credit on the seller side, and they tried to charge me that $4,000. And yes, technically, like if I paid the seller that $4,000 and I have the $4,000 water credit, yeah, that credit is essentially mine. But I won't see that for 3 years, so why would I want to put up $4,000 of that credit to pay now when I won't see the return of that for many years to come? So I told them, I'm like, I'm not paying a $4,000 to the seller for their $4,000 water credit. Like, how do you even get a $4,000 water credit to begin with? And like the seller can take that up with the water department. So we didn't close today. I'm still trying to work back and forth with the wholesaler and the seller to see what they're willing to do. If the wholesaler is willing to decrease their assignment fee, and if the seller is willing to do something with not accepting the whole amount. But in my opinion, I just don't think it's fair for me to be punished by putting out $4,000 just because the seller had a $4,000 water bill credit. What's your take on that?
So they prepaid $4,000 to the beach, or the water bill.
But
what probably happened was the city was billing them wrong,
right?
Yeah,
which happens a lot.
Yeah, I don't think anyone would take $4,000 to say, here, water bill.
So I mean, in my eyes, though, that unless the wholesaler has been pretty transparent, that seller thinks that the buyer is going to take over, right? And he's buying the house, and he's going to take over and own it for enough time to use that $4,000 water credit. So like, I don't really fault the seller, but it's nobody's fault,
I
really.
know. Yeah,
you know what I mean? So like, I don't know what you would do in that situation. I mean, I guess I would just tell the seller to take it up with the water company. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
The only other thing you could do is tell them that you want the payment, but you'll pay them back as you receive it.
Oh, not pay any at closing, but as new water bills come in, pay the seller. Yeah. I mean,
are you flipping it or are you keeping it?
I'm probably going to keep this one, which over time, but then, that's just the surface of it. And then when I get a tenant in there, if a tenant checks the water bill online and they think that they don't owe anything, but that's just like a whole other thing. Right. The main thing is like, why would I prepay I'm basically prepaying the water bill $4,000 as settlement. That doesn't make any sense to me at all.
Yeah.
When I have a tenant in there, the tenant's going to pay that water bill.
Right.
So it certainly doesn't make sense.
Yeah, it doesn't help you.
With the way things are going on expenses, the $4,000 is only going to last you a couple months.
Yeah, right. Yeah. Oh, this person has a $4,000 water bill credit. Let's try to make there's a leak there and drive up the bill. There's been properties that are occupied right now by long-term tenants, and the water bill would stay consistent. Let's say, just an example, like $120 a month, right? And then for 3 months in a row, it spiked up to like $300. Nothing changed. No repairs were done because we go to the property, check it. Nothing needs to be done. No toilets running, no nothing. And then 3 months later, it drops back down to that same 120. We're like, nothing happened. We didn't do anything. We didn't fix anything. We didn't notice anything wrong. We didn't notice any toilets running. And then it just magically drops back to the normal rate, which doesn't make any sense. And that's you, Baltimore City. We're watching you.
Yeah.
Yo, speaking of, I guess this is not the city. Towson is technically Baltimore County, right?
Mm-hmm.
Did you guys see that kid that got suspended for pointing out to the Baltimore County School Board that there was not a flag in a couple of his American flag in a couple of his classrooms?
No.
Yeah.
He got suspended for that?
He got suspended and trespassed. So apparently he brought it up to the vice principal a couple times, and the vice principal said he'd look into it. And it's actually, this is the crazy part, it's actually a Maryland law that states every classroom in the state of Maryland has to have a Maryland flag and an American flag. And so he was just pointing that out, and he's actually going to join the Marines when he gets out of high school. But he asked the vice principal, hey, can you take a look at this? Didn't. He came back a couple times or whatever. And then he goes to the board in Towson, and he asked to speak to a supervisor, and they didn't let him in, and then they trespassed him. They called the cops. He has a video on it. It's crazy. I just saw it on the news on Facebook. But
damn,
absolutely crazy. Baltimore County, city, you guys.
That's some wild.
Acting wild.
So that's a law, though, to have a flag in every classroom?
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know that. I don't think I had a flag in my classroom when I was a teacher.
You probably took it down.
Definitely didn't do that.
No.
I had
Yeah.
the most American classroom.
Yeah, I didn't know it was either until recently.
Interesting.
I mean, they still the Pledge of Allegiance too, right?
I don't think so, dude.
They don't do that anymore.
No, I think they do.
Maybe at the beginning of the day.
Yeah.
Not
Not doing it every hour.
every
But you have
class.
to like face the flag. So if those classrooms didn't have a flag, like how would they?
Right.
That's crazy.
I just thought of something funny to say, but it might get me canceled.
No, say it.
No.
Go viral again, Ryan.
No. One viral video this week is enough. Got it. Now I can't get this joke out of my head, but
Whisper it in my ear.
yeah. So,
But that's the only thing you've bought recently? Is that
I bought that
where
one.
you were working on
Bought one maybe like 2 weeks ago. Pigtown. I have another one. Another one under contract. That should be settling on. We're just waiting for a lien certificate to come in. That should be next week. Yeah, that's pretty much it.
we can talk about kind of what we're doing with like the pre-selling things and the new construction.
Yeah.
So we're currently under contract on 2 lots, one in Annapolis, one in Shadyside, and we're going to build them, but we're waiting on building permits. While we wait on the building permits, and we're doing this with a house in the city as well, and a couple other ones, but pre-list it. So we're listing it with just like renderings and like the drawing and footprint or whatever, and then allowing people to customize the build out. And with Renovo funding, we don't pay any interest on the escrow. So we haven't essentially, and we're kind of seller financing the lots. So we really don't have to pay any money while we wait.
Yeah,
for
that's
the
definitely
build to
good.
happen.
Especially when you're doing a big build like that. Like you don't want to be paying interest on money that you haven't even used yet.
Right. So like that build out, I'm imagining we'll probably borrow like 300,000 or 350,000. We won't pay any interest on that until we start using it. We'll only pay incrementally as we start using it. So we're going to focus on a couple of those this year, and yeah,
it's a cool niche. I'm doing some of Tyler's like pre-listings. They got him and his partners have a few in Locust Point, and then he's buying some more in Lausanne. We have an investor that we're doing it with right now. So it's like a cool niche because it's like semi-custom, but it's not fully custom. So you're not like letting them like change the layouts and do all this crazy stuff, but you are giving them an opportunity to like change tile and paint the house the
Like
color.
pick out their finishes.
Yeah. And yeah, pick out hardware and stuff like that. So it's a very unique niche, and it's popular, man. I'll tell you what, like I'm getting absolutely blasted in Locust Point for those houses. So
yeah, that's cool.
It's a really cool thing. And then like just being able to like talk to the people and them being like have the vision in their head and they're like, oh, I want to do this and that. It's cool to see people excited about buying houses.
I mean, even our last flip, at the end, the neighbor's brother ended up buying that house, that big house that we're doing over here. And he, at the last minute, wanted to upgrade the driveway. And I'm sure his brother said that he wants to get some stuff done in the kitchen, in his kitchen across the street, I think, or something. The wife was saying that. So that was cool. Like, literally put the sign up. These people called, and they were right across the street. We went under contract before we even went live. We didn't even list it. So
yeah, I actually got a call today from a broker who was driving by and saw it and wanted to buy it. He said, and how big's the lot? And I was like, oh, it's an acre. He's like, only an acre? I was like, so we're in a park, dude. What do you want?
yeah, how many acres do you want? But yeah, that was a good one. So that one was, we locked it in and had called in a lot of favors for people not to buy it or bid it up, because I felt like that one could have got bid up more.
Oh,
it
yeah,
would have made it
definitely.
not as desirable of a deal, but we locked it up. We got it done. So it's a winner.
It's going to be a winner, unlike Lakeston right now.
Yeah, our other one is coming close to being a loser. It's so annoying. So we could talk about this, actually, like how this kind of went down. So we went contingent. The people that were buying it had to sell their house.
All right, hold on. Let's backtrack a little bit here. We go live on the market. Within the first week, we had like 14 showings, like absolutely blown up. We had people saying they're about to write an offer. We got an offer within, what was it, like the first 5 or 6 days, whatever it was. And so we go under contract with the first buyer. His financing starts changing. It gets weird. And we're just like, all right, we're not comfortable with like you were contingent on having to just rent your house. Now you're contingent on having to sell your house. You're changing lenders. It was just a lot of weird stuff that was going on. So we backed out of that contract. He had an inspection done already. So we knew the things that we needed to fix because he had the inspection. So we go under contract again with the second buyer. And we had already fixed some of the things from the inspection. Well, that buyer had the inspection before we fixed those things. And they just saw the things that were on the inspection and were like, all right, we don't want any of this. And so they didn't even give us an opportunity to like fix anything. I guess they just thought like craftsmanship, like, hey.
None of it was a big deal either. It was
Yeah.
all like stupid stuff.
Yeah, first time home buyer.
Probably.
Yeah, they get spooked about a little
Yeah.
stuff.
So I'm sure they were like, you guys missed this. Like, what else are you missing? But, nonetheless, they didn't even give us a chance to like fix it.
Mm-hmm.
So they just back out.
So
And-
that was the second buyer. They looked at the first buyer's home inspection report.
Yep.
How'd they get that?
We sent it to them.
Oh, you guys sent it to them.
Yeah.
Thinking
So-
that it was just stuff that you were gonna fix, and they just
we
look it over.
we told them like, hey, like there's a couple things on there that we're gonna fix, but
Mhm.
here's the inspection. You don't have to pay for it. We locked them in at full asking too. So they were trying to negotiate, and that was part of our negotiation.
Did they request additional things in it, like in addition to what you guys had already planned to fix, or did they just see things and just get spooked and just wanted to back out?
No, yeah, it was like the third day they saw the report and just
Mhm.
they were like, all right, no, we're good, and they backed out.
Yeah, that might. Yeah, I guess that's a little tricky because maybe they, in their head, they could also be thinking like, why do they have this report? Why did they go under contract and fall out of contract? Are they telling the truth about why they fell out of contract the first time?
Sure.
So
Yeah.
I mean, I guess it's always like you never know. Like, should you just give them that home inspection report, or should you just allow them to like run the course how they should and just order their own home inspection and let that come through and maybe get some different items that may pop up or whatever, just to make it a little bit easier.
Yeah, I think that's a fair point. Something that we should definitely A/B test next time. But, again, we got out of contract with them nonetheless. And that first buyer circles back and he's like, hey, I have my house on the market now. So we're like, all right, he's got the house on the market. It'll probably be, it's in D.C. It'll probably be sold within, 30 days, 40 days, whatever. But that was right before all the layoffs. And, we get under contract, no kick out clause, no nothing. We gave him 30 days to sell his house basically. And I don't think he let us back out until like the 21st day. So he held us up for an extra 21 days. We'd been under contract, and now you
can still be live pending, like
you can be active under contract.
Yeah, active under contract.
But not a lot of agents show houses that are active under contract. So
Yeah, so that one just kind of sat dead for weeks and weeks and weeks, and then we went back live, and we've had This is so weird too. Like we've had showings, feedback comes back where it's like, how did you like this thing? Excellent. Are you interested? Maybe. Like, how did you think about the price? Just right. Like, all positive shit.
Yeah.
And, like, they're not making it offers. Like, multiple, I look on these things, and I'm like, okay, this is good. This is good. I'm waiting for that kicker. Like,
yeah,
price is too high.
you
Or
gotta add a
whatever.
last question, like why did you not?
Like, what would
submit
you
an
rate
offer?
this? 5 out of 5. I'm like, okay, well, then write me an offer, baby. Come on.
right.
It's too good to be true.
Yeah.
It's gonna go too fast. I'm gonna let the other buyer have it.
Yeah.
I don't get it. I keep texting him. I'm like, I don't understand what's going on down there.
I don't know, but we're working on it. So if you're out there and you're listening and you need a house in Upper Marlboro, we
you guys
got
calling the
you.
people who are giving the good feedback and saying, "Hey, are you guys going to submit an offer?" What's
That's
your
a good
plan?"
question, Nick.
Yeah, I mean, I think our agent is.
I think
It's what he says.
The
he's
agent
doing.
that works for Chase.
Well, that's what he says he's doing. So,
Wait, who's the agent?
Justin.
Oh,
But yeah, anyways, he says he's calling him, so I believe him.
yeah. I mean, I'm not saying he's not. I just didn't know if you guys were.
Yeah.
So, and it is challenging to get a touch of agent. Get
Surprisingly, right? It's like Shouldn't they be answering their phones?
Yeah. Even when I call agents to like ask them like I'm interested in like personally I'm interested in buying the house, it's hard to get in touch with them. I'm like, dang, how are you gonna sell a
So
house?
why post it for sale if you don't want the phone calls?
Right. So
Dude, wow, I just realized yesterday I started taking I have some continued education I need to do for my license.
Oh, me too. I gotta have it done by April. Oh shit, it is April. By like April 20th.
Mine's May 11th, I think. But dude, the one literally said like there was a question that said like gender is a it's like literally was like there are more than two genders. Gender's not connected to your biology. And I was like, that's a wild take for a realtor like association to have. Like, why are you like shut up? I hate that. That's like so like didn't we get rid of that idea?
I thought so, but I don't know.
That to me was just weird. There's so much in that continued ed that's so unnecessary. But 10.5 hours, I'm gonna be there clicking, click away.
How do you find out where that like when that's due? Do you get an email?
Well, you should have to. I think you have to renew it every 2 years, right?
Every 2 years.
I got an email saying that I was gonna lose my license.
Yeah.
And I said,
and you have. I think I'm not for sure, but I think you have to start doing it like way before your stuff expires. Whereas before it was like you can do it up until like the last day, but I don't think they want you doing that anymore. I think they at least want you to wait and do it.
Well, mine's getting done
time before.
very much last minute.
Yeah,
so sounds like Nix's too.
Yeah.
I mean, this is
more last minute. Than
mine's. So I don't think mine renewal was this year. It had to complete like an ethics class.
I have a 20-hour
like April, like the middle of this month.
I have a 20-hour train ride coming up, so plan on banging out a lot of stuff on that train ride.
Yeah,
that's my plan.
I was gonna say a joke, but I can't.
I was gonna say a joke too, but I can't.
Oh goodness.
That's funny. Should we just have a private channel and just say them?
Yeah.
Yeah, we could just
viral
clip
channel.
this for just the Facebook group.
Yeah, I need to get I mean, most of our agents are new though, so like they're not even close to their 2-year mark. Some of them are, but I need a little tracker or something that tracks their CE renewals.
Yeah, we should probably be tracking their locations too. Oh man, I'm on it.
What else we got? Guys?
I don't know, man. Trying to build more businesses. Really, I'm kind of tired of buying real estate and like doing all these flips and making a couple grand or whatever. Like, I really want to build another business or buy a business. I'm thinking like some insurance kind of business, like an insurance restoration company or something. I was looking at one locally. Yeah. I don't want to say too much.
So you mean like a restoration company that does like insurance work?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because that's like the market that we're not touching on the contracting side as much, like the insurance stuff. So I feel like that's something that I could grow. The idea is really if we could just like increase the revenue of what we're doing now and put it with another business, we can package it up and resell it down the road for a whole lot more.
Speaking of selling, we just had a consultation with Purple Plum, who does design consultations for like CRMs for Monday.com. So we're like building this like custom CRM that's gonna fit, like it's gonna house like the Kinsa Group, PE home buyers, and PE home remodeling, and be able to track like construction sales, PE home buyers transactions, the Kinsa Group transactions. Should be pretty cool, but
I don't know how any of it works.
Yeah,
it's very confusing. I'm leaving it up to young Chase to figure it out.
I mean, it's just a management system at the end of the day, just client management system that can manage projects and manage them throughout their life cycle. And basically we can be able to train some of our agents who have clients that need to get their houses ready for market. We can train them to sell the construction up front without the client having to come out of pocket. And then when we close, Ryan gets paid, they get paid, everybody's happy.
Is that what was posted earlier? The Tyler posted something about.
Yeah. So we've been doing this. I actually just did it in my neighborhood. We did it somewhere else. Where else did we do it?
Piping Rock,
Yes, Piping Rock.
my neighborhood.
That was your neighborhood.
Yeah.
And so like, I mean, for Piping Rock, for example, that was 30 grand that the seller didn't have to come out of pocket for up front. We did all the work, got it market ready, sold it.
Stressful.
Seller
But
gets
doing the
paid.
work up front.
Yeah,
Or-
because I was sitting on a $30,000 bag, and the seller wasn't being realistic with an offer, like taking an offer.
Yeah, that's another thing you worry about, and you're not getting any interest on that money that you put up, right?
Right.
Right. Well, that's another thing that you kind of have to like negotiate. Like you have to like jack up the price a little bit to cover that, expense of holding the money out. But then you got to manage the client and make sure that they accept a reasonable offer, because we were like $50,000-$60,000 off on what he wanted versus what, we knew we were going to get kind of at the end. And I was just sitting there with a $30,000 bag out. So it does get stressful, but yeah, it's something that we're trying to offer for clients to get top dollar from, from their listings. But it definitely comes with its challenges, we'll say. Yeah, what else before I go to eat a bunch of sushi?
Well, I just built out a business plan for an HVAC company, so.
You did?
Yeah.
Yeah, listen to this. He's going to go around.
Whoa.
He's going to dress in a tutu.
Just him. Business plan.
Just him. He's going to go around. He's going to dress in a tutu and a singlet, so like his nips will be out and all that. And he'll have a little cap on, and he's going to go around with a little duster, and I think it's like $40 a month or $20 or $40 a month subscription base. He's going to go around like a little fairy dancing around and
just
change the filter?
Just brushing down and changing filters. Exactly.
I'm going to disrupt the industry. I'm telling you that now. You guys just wait.
It's like OnlyFans, HVAC collab. It's going to be.
Yeah.
So they get to hire you in the different color tutus that you're going to put on?
Yeah, I was
Go in there,
inspired
change
by
the filters.
Miami real estate agents. So.
Yeah.
Nice.
So that's good. Also, Chase made us into action figures today.
Oh yeah, that was funny.
I saw that. Yeah, that was funny.
They were really generous with my muscles, so that was good.
Are they just pictures, or are they actually?
Yeah. How do you make that?
So actually, shout out to James at Vibe, the creative director. He put I had seen the prompt before, but he put the prompt in there and just challenged people to like, hey, make them, and then like I'll send you coffee like for the best one. And so I threw the prompt in ChatGPT. You put the picture in there, so like I had pictures of all the guys, and if I didn't, I just went to Facebook and snagged one, and just uploaded it and said, hey, this is construction agent Ryan, build out his thing and give him construction accessories. And your picture was the one of you running in your tri-suit. So
That's so funny.
that's why you got the tri-suit.
Yeah, look jacked. Maybe Carl can post these up on the YouTube. That's funny.
Yeah. They were very generous with my head size too. They made my head super big.
Yeah, you just they did.
It's like, well, I don't know what
At first, I
happened.
thought it was a bobblehead. When I saw
Yeah, right.
This is a big head, and because you got a little pea head.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on.
He said they were very generous.
And they made Sean look like Peyton Manning, dude.
Yeah, he does look like Peyton Manning. Oh yeah, that's so funny.
But-
Oh man.
So,
All in good
what do
fun.
you guys have a couple flips going on right now? That's the one of them that you mentioned that's a little rocky, and then
Yeah, the one
any
that's-
active ones right now that are like under construction.
The one that's under contract that we just finished, and then the one that's dying. Those are the only two, besides the new constructions, that we have active.
So you guys are buying the lands that you bought. Is that for something that you're building?
Yeah.
Got it.
Yeah, we own the land or selling the building it.
But you're
and
going
then
to try to find a buyer and like during the construction phase to kind of like let them
Pre-sell
do
it,
their
yeah.
stuff.
Yeah, we're trying to pre-sell it completely. So
Mhm.
the idea is that the new buyer can bring the construction loan from their end. So then like we could close down our loan with Renovo potentially without paying anything at all besides maybe some point, a point or two, a point and a half, whatever it is. So that's kind of the idea. And then, we give them the baseline, what's included. Like it'll be PVC shower pans, for example. If you want to upgrade to tile, it's going to be X upgrade.
What are you looking to make off of the new builds?
Is that something
two pennies.
that's something that we should discuss?
Well, I mean, in general, like if I'm doing a flip, like just a general rehab, I like to make between
6 figures. It's
Okay.
it's going to be 6 figures.
Gotcha.
Yeah. That, and it depends on the time too.
But that's
obviously.
the other thing that people don't realize is like he says 6 figures, but it takes 6 months at the very
right.
minimum.
No, it's gonna take a while.
So like
Yeah.
you could do 3 flips and make 30 grand a pop or whatever.
Yeah.
So
But it is honestly like there's less variables in the build out, and you use a lot of subcontractors, so it's much more scalable in my opinion. Because like you're using a foundation subcontractor, then you're using like a framing subcontractor. You can repeat that with many different subcontractors, where like when you're running like turnover crews and like these quick flip crews that we have, you can't do that many at a time because that crew could only handle a couple of jobs at a time. But when you're managing it with mostly subs, you can line everybody up perfectly. And as long as you don't have 15 foundations to do at the same time, you can bounce from one to the next to the next.
Yeah, that's what I started doing over time. And like when I first started, it was just like my crew is doing every single thing, and then it's like I know that now I get drywall crews out there. They'll hang the drywall 200 sheets in one day, and then they'll come the next day and spackle, and then come the next day and spackle again and sand and whatnot. And that's a lot easier. It's like the time it would take my guys who don't hang drywall every day, it just almost cost me the same amount. Might as well get it done like sooner and faster, and just have them just start doing the trim after that and the flooring and all.
Yeah, that's why the new builds are nice, because they're planned out. Like you can have just a set of fixtures and a set of finishes and just reorder the same thing. I mean, the 2 houses that we're building, one on Dorsey and Annapolis and the other one in Shadyside, are almost like damn near the identical house. So it's 4 beds, 2.5 bathrooms, like all the fixtures and finishes are all pre-picked out. And if they want to upgrade, it's going to cost them some money. So that's what we're going to niche down into. I think there's just so many people flipping, everybody can renovate a house, but people are scared, I think, maybe of new construction, or it's just like they've never, like I was forced into new construction when a house fell down that we were working on. But once you do it, you're like, oh wow, this is actually way easier pound for pound than remodel work.
So the plans, for example, how much do they cost up front, like to just get an architect to give you the plans?
So what's nice about some of the, like most of the ones that we're doing, is that we're building the same plans.
So you can just use that.
You can
each
reuse
time.
the same plan, the same design plans, and you can get them slightly altered by like a designer for $1,500 or less. If you just wanted to like, oh, can you make this a little bit wider? Whatever. Yeah, once you have those plans and those sets and you've done a couple of them, it also becomes easier from a project management perspective, because like my lumber guy, for example, did a huge lumber takeoff on this drawing. And I'm like, hey, I'm building another one of those. Well, it's the same exact lumber order that I did before. I'm like, oh, just order that again. It's the same exact drywall order.
Yeah.
You know exactly once you do one, you know exactly to the sheet how many sheets you need. I mean, that's kind of nice.
Yeah, I think just your numbers a lot better.
Yeah.
So, but I think most people are just scared of new construction because of the time frame that it takes, and then also the upfront capital for some people.
Yeah,
that it would take.
For me, it's just like when I do my houses, I'll go in there with a spray can, and a measuring tape, and I'll design the house how I want it with that right then and there. Whereas like a new construction, like I don't deal with architects, I don't deal with designers, so that's new to me. Learning about how to build, like if I can build on the property, like I don't know much about that. Like I don't know.
Well, yeah, that's a good point. So like there's this one guy, Manny, that's sending me a lot of land deals right now. And I'm like slowly telling him and showing him about the lots. Cause like some of the lots are critical area. Some of them aren't big enough to build. Like there's different things that pop up that make buying land a lot more difficult than just like what we're doing, we're like the Shady Side lot, like it's almost ready to go. Essentially, like permits already going to be in hand, so on and so forth, and like that's just a turnkey lot. Versus like having to go through the whole steps of like working with engineers and architects and the permit office, those things. So
yeah,
a lot of unknowns there for investors, I think, and house flipping just a little simpler to grasp at first.
Yeah, definitely to grasp. There's just so many more variables, that's why new construction is just nice. But hey, not everybody could do everything. I think this is a good niche for us to stick in for a little bit. I think new houses are also selling faster than existing houses and flipped houses. I don't think I know. It's a statistic. Especially in places where the market's really tanking, like Florida, the new builds are still outperforming the ones that are listed on the market.
It's really bad there.
It's really bad. Yeah. You look at Zillow and it's like lit up like a Christmas tree. Everything is for sale. It's crazy.
I had an investor call me last week. He said he got my info off an investor lift, and he said, I was flipping a house. We renovated it. It got hit by the storm, and now I'm having a really difficult time selling it, and I might have to go into foreclosure because I can't afford my hard money loan. And like we talked about the property for a little while, and I've been interested. He said it's not in a flood zone, but that storm just like destroyed a good part of it, like some roofs, some trees fell. And I looked it up on a map, and it's like right behind like a McDonald's. I'm like, that's gonna be tough to sell. He's like, yeah, that's when we had it on the market before the storm. He's like, that was like the inside of the house is like perfect for a lot of the buyers, they said, but the location, it was literally just right behind a McDonald's. And I'm like, yeah, man, I'm gonna have to pass on this. Like if it was like farther like away from the main road and just like businesses, it'd be probably a good opportunity. But I think the location is also important.
Yeah.
But think about those late nights. You come home,
Stumble to McDonald's.
you need a little McGriddle.
You can get like a little scooter, ride it down the road at least get me a few houses away from McDonald's.
Yeah, location is super important. That's what me and Ryan were talking about with Upper Marlboro and then Pasadena. We were like, dude, imagine that we're going to close on Pasadena more than likely before Lakeside unless some miracle happens. But that was the deciding factor. Like the people that are buying it, their family lives right there. Like they're going to own this little corner of the block. And it's because of the location.
Yeah.
And we were getting massive amounts of pre-calls before it even went on the market.
But also location doesn't matter when the market's crashing too, because like in Florida, look at like historic Northeast and St. Pete, that's a really nice neighborhood, and it is selling. Everybody's selling.
Yeah.
A lot of people are selling. So I think for a lot of reasons. I don't think those like super expensive houses sell because insurance got too high, but maybe.
Is that what you're hearing a lot of though, just in general?
I think in general, like the insurance costs have gone up so much that people, like regular people, just can't afford to pay for.
Well, the
their
older
homeowners.
people that are retired are on fixed incomes down there, right? So like,
yeah, if they get shacked up, then they're screwed.
Yeah, that's eating away their fixed income. So,
but so that's a problem.
I think you're right. I don't think most of the time the bigger houses that are in like St. Pete, the more expensive houses, it's not like an insurance thing. I mean, you were talking like some of the people are going back to work that were remote, so now they're having to go back to the state where their job is located versus being in nice Florida working remote. So,
dude, another thing recently that got crushed, the freaking stock market got completely crushed. My Nvidia is not doing so hot right now. I got to buy. I bought another couple shares.
Yeah.
You
didn't text me to buy more shares.
I know. I don't want to.
What's it?
I don't want to tell anybody to do anything right now.
What was it the last time you looked?
$100.
100.
Oh, wow.
I mean, it's up from like your buying point, right?
Oh yeah. No, I'm up overall, but I mean, it was at like 150
or something like that.
Yeah, and I have like 1,600 shares. So 50 times 1,600 is a good bit of shavings.
Yeah.
Got shaved.
Yeah.
I got shaved. Pretty good. Got shaved. But it'll come back. It'll bounce back. I think, the tariffs thing is throwing everybody for a loop. I saw some funny signs when we were running that cherry blossom race. It was very liberal, obviously, like you're at the fucking cherry blossom festival in DC. Going to be a lot of liberals, a lot of blue hair. And the one was like, we were running a 10 miler, and the one sign was like, "We're actually running 12 miles due to inflation." And then like one sign was like, "Run fast before the tariffs do something," and I'm like, "Oh my god, we are in DC right now." It's like everything is like something to do with politics.
I saw one speculation that basically Trump's doing this on purpose so that way he can get rates down so he can refinance.
I saw that too.
The debt.
All the debt. Yep.
The national debt. So that would be an interesting move if they like tanked the market just to get rates down to refinance.
I mean, why else
debt.
would that be happening?
I don't know.
That would be. This is not news. We are not a news station, so don't take anything with these.
I said it's speculation, man.
Yeah, I mean, if the rates come down, we're all getting more rich.
Yeah.
Yeah, we do need the rates to come down. So, Daddy Trump, let's get that to happen. Hopefully, dude. If rates go down to like 5, think about that. Rates go down to 5. Oh my god, the refinances that we would get. I would buy another boat. We could buy another boat.
Yeah, no, I would be really excited if they came down to 5.
Yeah.
I mean, I have a lot at like 8%.
That's what I'm saying. I got a lot at 8%.
My primary is at 7%. So if it came down to 5 or 4.5, that'd be pretty good.
I mean, you could get a 5.8 right now ARM.
For like your primary?
Mm-hmm.
What do you mean? Like an ARM? Like
adjustable rate.
Okay. That's a good time to get that because it's probably not going to go up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You could save a point a year on $1 million. What is it?
Yeah. I pay like $7,000 a month now. I mean, my mortgage is 63, but I just pay 7, so it'd probably come down to like 55, maybe.
Yeah,
maybe something to look into. It's 1.2 points.
The credit unions, man, 0 points too.
Really?
Refi, yeah.
Well, so the lender that I used DML to buy the property, they gave me 2 years to refinance it for free. I mean, obviously, I still got to pay for like the appraisal and everything, but they won't charge any lender fees during that period just because when I bought it, they were like super high. The rates were high.
Yep, I would look into it. I mean, I've always been scared of ARMs, and I think you had too until like Sean started talking to us about it.
Yeah, I mean, 3 years ago, I wouldn't do an ARM. Now's the perfect time.
Right.
Yeah, you don't want to do ARMs when it's 3%.
Yeah.
But when it's friggin' 7-8%, then it starts making more sense. But any of those 3%, 4% ones, like lock me in for 30 on that. I'm not gonna get greedy.
Yeah, I mean, it's not gonna go much lower than 3 or 4. So.
Right. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So,
There were some good days though. 3 and 4%. I actually had a DSCR loan locked in at like 2.875. Well, I mean, I closed on it at 2.875. I'm looking back. I'm like, how did that even happen? Like, I didn't even think that was down that low. I
have a one that's at 2.75, but it's in my personal name.
Maybe it was I think it was 3.8 because I was refinancing a lot at like 4.25, and then all of a sudden I refinanced one. It was like 3.875. That's what it was. But still, like that was like a good
crazy,
time.
Yeah.
Yeah, the good times have passed.
Hopefully they come back. We'll see.
Yeah, hopefully they come back. All right. That's all I got for today.
That's all,
boys.
folks.
What do you got? Anything to add?
No. Our event.
This isn't going to come out before that. So
that's all I got.
That won't matter. All right. Well, maybe next time we'll have an office and a cool studio set up. No promises, but that's the thing. All right, guys. Till next time. Thank you.
Peace.